Alright, so today I want to do a quick tutorial and show you how I made this really cute watercolor card. And this card is basically made from watercoloring and some stamping and embossing. And it's a simple card to make. And I think it's really cute all occasions, like if for birthdays, get wells, misuse, congratulations. It kind of fits in all your any kind of occasion, and it's a really nice kind of springy type card. So the first thing I did is I'm using Strathmore watercolor paper. You can use any color water paper. This is any kind of water paper. This is just what I have on hand. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece that I cut, and I cut this as like a 4x6. So I'm using my Misty. You don't have to use a Misty, especially because unless you're like, I just find it's easier for me to line it up that I use it because I have it. And the stamp I'm using is this Stampendous stamp. And I'll put links to all this stuff in case you're interested. And I love this stamp because I think it's a great all occasion stamp. And I'm kind of doing this upside down because that's the way my camera set up. So I'm going to figure out, I'll put this here. And this is the thing I like about the Misty is that you can really just kind of get your placement down, and I gotta make sure you put them stamp side down when you do it, and then you can just kind of put the flower here, and that way you have your composition kind of set up where you know where everything's gonna go, like in case you want to write like how much you want to write where your sentiment's gonna be. And then you just kind of, if you never use a Misty, you close your top, and that is going to put your stamps in place. And there's magnets on the bottom. I'm not going to pull them out because it's just the one watercolor card, and I don't need exact placement for this card. Versamark ink, and I will ink up my stamp right on here. Make sure I get it all good. You just kind of position your card where you want it and press down. Okay, open this up, and I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to sprinkle my embossing powder, covering the card. Next thing I'm going to use is my heat gun. I'm using just like a Martha Stewart heat gun. Okay, so now once I have that done, now I can start with the watercoloring. And I'm also going to stamp using a script stamp. So I could either stamp now and then watercolor. I think I'll probably put the script stamp after I do some of the watercoloring. And so I'm using, for my watercolor paints, I'm using the 36 Gansai Tambi set, and I got this on Amazon. I'll put a link to this because I got this really inexpensively, and I can't remember the exact price, but I know it was under like $30 or $35, and I know it's usually a lot more than that. And I don't know if it was $25, but it was cheap, and I will put the link. The only thing is that there was some question of whether it was the real thing, because in the description it said, like, it didn't say Gansai Tambi, it said something else, but it, as far as I can tell from comparing the boxes and the information that comes in the box and the back of the box, it's the same thing. And I made a swatch. When you get it, you should always make swatches of all your colors so that you can see what they're going to look like. And I'm not an expert watercolorist, so I don't do as much mixing and stuff. Something I kind of want to learn. So I'm going to kind of just dab the paper with some just plain water and just put some colors in there. And kind of just like, I don't want it's too much color, and I want to like probably stay away from that. And just really light color. Maybe I'll do a little yellow, some maybe darker yellows. just randomly putting down some color, not really, you know, paying too much attention. I just know I want some green for the stems, and I'll probably do more pink around the actual flowers, so I might just lift some of that around the flower part, because I'm going to do that in more of pinks, I think. You know, you just kind of go with any of the colors that you want, and you just want to kind of like have fun with it. I'm going to use this pink. I'm mixing them up, and then I'm going to use like a lighter pink, I think more for the edge, like as it comes out. And you know, absolutely you could take like a palette and mix up some colors. I'm just kind of going with the flow here and just kind of outlining my flowers. More of a lighter green here, kind of here. Let's add some colors. Kind of go more with the yellows. Put a little yellow in there just for different colors. Dry it with my heat tool. And for this I'm using Ranger Archival ink, because it's a permanent ink. So I know that it will stay, and the water, because I'm gonna, you know, if I wanted to go back up and do anything else, I know that it's a permanent ink. Okay, so I will stamp this. And it's just kind of a light, you know, I don't want it coming through too much. I just want to stamp it just kind of for a little bit of a background. I think it looks really pretty. Definitely gives it some added texture and some more interest. Okay, so, and this is just a script stamp by Stampabilities. I believe I got this, I'm not quite sure, maybe at Michael's. What I want to do with this is I'm going to distress it with this little Tim Holtz distressing tool. I'll show you the cardstock, what I used it from. It was from this paper pad. This is just like a cardstock, who makes this? Momenta. And I think I might have got this at Hobby Lobby probably a while ago. But that's what I'm using. I just cut off a piece of green. And I'm pretty sure my measurements were like 4x6 for this, and then a little bit bigger for that. And okay, so, but before I put it on the base, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. This time I'm using a green embossing powder, and I think it's a Stampendous. It was kind of like in a kit, like it was on clearance at like Joann's or something, and I bought it. It came like with a bunch of them. It's pretty good in that time. So as you can see, it's kind of a little thank you there. And you could definitely use any color you want. I just kind of went with pink. Probably would have been nice. I don't know if I had any really pink. Actually, I did. I should have tried that. But I just used the green because of the green background. I'm just going to set that with my heat tool. Alrighty, so we are just about done. And before I put this on, I am going to just throw a piece of little twine around it. I think that would kind of add some interest to it. It's not twine. This is, I think, hemp from like the jewelry department that I had. But I'm just going to kind of put this here and tie a little. Okay. Now I'm going to use my ATG, which hates me. I have the biggest problem. Somebody said it was like left-handers. People who are left-handed, it's the way you hold the gun that it doesn't always work so well for you. And mine definitely does not like me. But here we go. So I'm going to pop this. Okay, so there you have it. This is my watercolor card. Overall, it's a cute card, and like I said, it's kind of an all occasion card. You can, you know, put your message in the front. I think it's a really cute little, very easy, and it looks pretty. Kind of spring-like card. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.